and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making an amazing Star Wars cake for all my Star Wars lovers out there. But real quick, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and let's get started. For this cake, I recommend making a 6-inch cake just because you don't want our little Yoda to look too fat and chunky wide. After you made your 6-inch cake, you're going to do a crumb coat. I've already done mine. And we're going to have our bright green and brown icing. The brown is actually chocolate, and the green we actually mix a little bit of green and yellow. I will be linking those in the description below. We're going to start out by just icing the top portion of it green. Once you get that all nice and even, then you're going to go back with your cake scraper, ice it out smooth, and then we're going to go back, fill in that bottom portion with the chocolate brown, and then you're just going to smear all together. Don't worry about it bleeding in too much together. You do want a nice even straight line going horizontally, but we're going to be do a little bit of piping in between, so no need to worry too much. And you can actually see that mine is actually bleeding a little bit as well, so no worries. We're actually going to pop this in the fridge and we're going to start working on our fondant pieces. So I made the same color fondant as the buttercream. Usually I don't recommend this because it's kind of hard to get that same exact coloring as buttercream and in fondant. But this customer actually wanted more buttercream than fondant. So we're going to do our best to color match these buttercream and fondant. And again, I use green and a little bit of yellow to get that bright green color. Dark reddish color, I use a little bit of red and a little bit of brown. Okay, so to make the ears, you're actually going to be cutting the little ball that we have in half because we're making 2 ears. We're going to knead it in a tight little ball because we want to get rid of all those creases, and then roll it out a little bit. You want to make sure it's pretty thick because we are going to be sticking a dowel through it. I'll be linking that in the description, and then we're going to just start shaping it into our little Yoda ears, and we're going to make sure that at the little tips, I actually have them pointed in a little bit in different directions. One going a little bit left and the other one pointing a little bit right. And once they are pretty even, then we're going to roll out our dark red. I started out by just rolling it really thin and laying it on top of it just so we get a base idea of how big I needed it. And then I'm going to go back through and cut the desired shape to match the ear. And once you have those two, then you can add a little bit of water for an adhesive and paint that on the green, and then lay your top of the ear on top of it, and then just pinch the bottoms so that we have our little Yoda ears. Okay, and our last thing we're going to do with fondant is make the little eyes. We're going to be rolling out a small piece of black fondant. I recommend getting the Satin Ice little package of black fondant, but because we're using such little bit of black, you can actually just achieve this by getting a lot of food coloring. Turning white fondant into black fondant, it does dry out a little bit quicker, so I don't recommend saving it as much. And then we're going to roll it out very thin, just like you did the burgundy red in the ears. And then we do have a little mouth, and you're just going to take the little excess that you have of the black fondant, roll it out with your finger into a little worm, cut on each side, and then we're going to bend and stick it to our cake. And then for the little dots on the eyes, I recommend just getting a little bit of white and pinching off a little ball, cutting that in half, and then rolling them up and putting them on for the little eyes. It's a lot easier than just pinching off two little pieces and hope it's the same size. And we're going to do this twice on each eye, and then we're just going to adhere that with a little bit of water. And then again, if you're having problems sticking the eyeballs to the cake as well, you can also just add a little bit of water and it should adhere really well. Okay, now for the hardest part is actually going to be the piping. So we're taking our rest of our brown, putting it in a piping bag with a number 5 Wilton tip. And I'm going to do the best I can at explaining this. So you're going to start at one end. I'm going to start at the bottom, go upwards at an angle, and then slightly above where you have ended. You're going to be going above that point and then going downwards, hovering up where you have ended on your last piece. Go upwards, and then on the following piece, go downwards until you have a little bit of a rope look going along, and then you're going to go all along the sides of the cake. I recommend starting on the bottom and going up, and then going around the top and then coming back down. You want to make it look as adhesive as possible, so don't try to go in one spot, start here, and then start over here in another spot, because then it's going to be maybe going in different ways or different directions. So keep with one way, just work your way around, and then you'll eventually get to the end. And don't forget to add on those cute little pockets for the front. And we're going to take a little bit of green icing in our piping bag with a tip number 3 and put a little bit of design on his forehead, stick on the ears, and there you go. Now you have an amazing cute little Yoda cake for a birthday party or any Star Wars lover party. Don't forget to like and share this video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.